Right, question 11. Click and drag the correct measurements to the correct boxes in the picture below. Your triangle must satisfy the triangle inequality. You may only use each number once. Right, the triangle inequality says that the small side of a triangle plus the medium side of the triangle has to be greater than the large side of the triangle. So this is purely a guess and check until you pick numbers from this um, list down here so that the small plus the medium is greater than the large. All right, and I've taken a minute and I've looked over my options, and I'm going to use the 6 for my small, the 11 for my medium, and the 13 for my large. All right, so let me check and see. Is 6 plus 11 greater than 13? 6 plus 11 is 17. 17 is greater than 13. So yes, 6, 11, and 13 would be the correct side lengths for this triangle. Now I've got to put them in the right place. The smallest side length has to go across from the smallest side. So the 6 has to go in this box. The medium side length has to go across from the medium angle. So the medium 11 is going to go in this box. And finally, the largest side length, the 13, must go across from the largest angle. So the 13 is going to go in this box here. All right, question number 12. Two sides of a triangle measure 22 and 14. Find the range for the measure of the third side. Range is their keyword here. To find the range, you take the two numbers that are given and you subtract them to find the low end of your range. 22 minus 14 would be 8. So 8 is going to go in the first blank. Then you add the two side numbers that were given to you. 22 plus 14 would be 36. And the 36 would go in the upper end of the range. This means the range would be any number greater than 8 and less than 36. Right, number 13, determine the range for all possible values of x. All right, so we just get to do the range for two different triangles. First, we're going to find the range for triangles CAB. All right, the two numbers that are given are 9 and 5. So we're going to say 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 plus 5 is 14. So x can be any number greater than 4 and less than 14. Now we're going to work with the other triangle, BAD. For that triangle, we're going to subtract 16 minus 10, which will give us 6. And then we're going to do 16 plus 10, which will give us 26. So for the green triangle, the measure of our missing side would be any number greater than 6 and less than 26. Now, y'all, we can list all the numbers out and find out where the overlapping ones are, or we can just look up on our sheet and see what the shortcut was that we came up with together in class. So you take the highest of the low. So which one is bigger, 4 or 6? Take the highest of the low. So the bigger would be 6. And take the highest of the low and the lowest of the high. So, I know I changed that color. Let's try again. It's all good. Okay. For the upper ends, the high numbers, we got a 14 and we have a 26. You take the highest of the low and the lowest of the high. So which one is lower in value, 14 or 26? The lower of the values would be 14. So your final answer for this reflexive side x, x can be any number less than 6, I'm sorry, greater than 6 and less than 14. Now, y'all, if you don't like that, it's okay. Here's what you could do instead. You could list out all the numbers between 4 and 14, just whole numbers. 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then underneath of it, you list out all the possibilities for between 6 and 26. Line them up. 6, 7, 8. And keep going until you get to 26. Y'all, I noticed that I've like run out of my overlap. So I'm going to go dot, 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 26. Now we want to take the ones they have in common. The ones they have in common start with the 6 and end with the 14. So if you can't remember or you don't understand the shortcut we came up with in class, you can list them out and take the ones they have in common. The ones they have in common start with 6 and end with 14. All right, so two possibilities there to find the range when you've got two triangles that have a reflexive side. All right, number 14. David needs to travel between the store, the bank, and his home. The diagram shows his destinations and the angles formed. Which list shows the distances from these places from greatest to least? So greatest means the biggest one first. I'm going to enlarge this a little. The biggest of all the angle measures would be the 82. So the largest side would be between the store and home. The medium number in our list inside, the medium angle number, would be 51. So the medium side would be the one between the bank and home. And the smallest of them all is the 47. So the smallest side would be from the bank to the store. All right, so we want to make our journey around this triangle and cross over the largest side first and the smallest side last. All right, so I think we should start at the store and go home. That would take me down the largest side. From home, we should go to the bank, and then from the bank, we should return back to the store. So store to home, home to the bank back to the store would be answer choice D. All right, number 15, given triangle DEF, find the value of X. All right, well, y'all, we can't do anything with this problem until we find the missing angle measure D. We know that all the angles of any triangle add up to 180. To find angle D, we do 180 minus 70 minus 40. And that's going to leave us with 70 degrees. Angle D is 70 degrees. Now, next, you got to look at those angle measures. If you have two equal angles, then you go cross guard, cross guard, and you have two equal sides. If you have two equal angles, then you're going to have two equal sides. And you do the cross guard to find the equal sides. So you just take the 6x and you set it equal to the x plus 25. And if you do that, you get x equals 5. So the correct answer is B. Number 16, in the image below, order the sides of triangle HDF from least to greatest. All right, well, before we can answer that question, we've got to fill in all the angle measures. We've got to fill in angle D, angle DFH, angle TFQ. We've got to fill them all in. So let's start with triangle TFQ because that has more numbers in it than the other. So start with this one. We know that every single triangle in the whole wide world has angles inside that will add up to equal 180. So we're going to say 180 minus 47 minus 78. And that's going to give us 55 degrees for the missing angle TFQ. We know vertical angles are congruent, so angle DFH is also 55 degrees. Now, we're going to do the same thing for triangle DHF. We know that the angles inside of every single triangle in the whole wide world add up to 180. So to find angle D, we're going to do 180 minus 21 minus 55. And that's going to give us 104 degrees for angle D. All right, now let's answer the question. The final question on here says list the sides of HDF from smallest to largest. Small, medium, large, triangle HDF. Okay, the smallest angle is 21 degrees, so the smallest side would be side DF. The medium angle number is 55 degrees, so the medium side would be HD. And the largest angle measure is 104, so the largest side would be side FH. And I checked as I was going to make sure that that was the order they put their letters in. So the final answer is DF is less than HD is less than FH. All right, number 17. Y'all, there's a lot of things in this picture to try to distract you, but all you care about is triangle ABC. Okay, it's really cool that it's inside of this bridge, but all you care about is the triangle. Here's what it says. Fred is building a model of the bridge shown, and he needs to make the triangular support ABC. He has several different pieces of wood at various lengths. Which of the following 3 pieces of wood would make the support for triangle ABC? Y'all, that got put down here. All right, so this is just the triangle inequality. We want the small side plus the medium side to be greater than the large. All right, so for A, is 7 plus 9 greater than 16? Is 16 greater than 16? No, so it's not A. B, is 6 plus 2 greater than 9? Is 8 greater than 9? No. So the correct answer is not B. All right, let's keep on checking. C, is 2 plus 7 greater than 9? Is 9 greater than 9? No. So the correct answer is not C. And last, for D, is 5 plus 7 greater than 9? Is 12 greater than 9? Yes. So the correct answer to make this triangular support would be to get pieces of wood that measure 7 inches, 9 inches, and 5 inches. Question 18. In the figure below, find the value of x. All right, so there's a couple of ways we can do this one, but I like the way where Miss Odell is sitting on her sofa. Here's Miss Odell, and she's got her remote control, so she can use it to cut on her TV on this side of the room. She can use it to cut on her stereo on that side of the room. Y'all, I don't know, but that's the picture that y'all learned from Miss Odell. She's sitting on her sofa. You go to the two angles that are far away from her on the other side of the room. All right, so we know that 15x plus 5 plus 22x plus 4 equals 120. 37x plus 9 equals 120. Y'all, I don't have my Desmos open, so I have to solve this the old-fashioned way. I'm using all my inverse algebra strategies. If you subtract 9, that'll give us 111. So that must mean that x is equal to, I think it's 3, but let's check. 37 times 3. That's it. All right, now do they want us to plug it in or just solve for x? Find the value of x. X is 3, so we're done with that. All right, question 19. This is a throwback to Unit 1. What is the relationship between the two statements below? If it does not rain today, that would be P, the hypothesis. Then we will need to, oh, that's really big. Then we will need to water the grass. That would be Q, the conclusion. Okay, statement 2. If we do not need to water the grass, that would be mostly related to the Q, but it's been negated. Then it rained today. That mostly goes with the P, but it's been negated. So what happened from the original to statement 2? They switched it and they negated it. And that would be the contrapositive. All right, number 20. In triangle QPR, find the value of x and y. All right, so if a triangle has 3 congruent sides, then it will also have 3 congruent angles. All right, so we can take these tick marks and we can go cross guard and cross guard. And one more time, cross guard. All right, so since angle R is 7x minus 3, we know that angle Q is also 7x minus 3. Angle P is also 7x minus 3. Now, you've got to think about the angles of any triangle. The angles inside of any triangle will always add up to equal 180. So your equation would be 7x minus 3 plus 7x minus 3 plus 7x minus 3 equals 180. All right, so that would be 21x minus 9 equals 180. Add 9. Y'all, again, I don't have my Desmos open, so I have to solve this using inverse operations like we did back in Algebra 1. All right, let's see. What do I think that's going to be? I think that's going to be x equals 9. We'll come over here and check. Yep, x equals 9. Now, what about the sides? The sides do not add up to 180, so please don't be tempted to do that. All right, let's look at these sides. Tick mark, that means this algebra, tick mark, is equal to that algebra. Tick mark is equal to that algebra. But y'all, we can only set two things equal at a time. So pick your favorite two, set them equal, and solve for x. All right, I don't know. I kind of like the 11y minus 23 equals 9y plus 1. But y'all, you could have used any of these two, set them equal, and solve. All right, so let's subtract 9y to both sides. So we have 2y minus 2 equals 1. Add 2 to both sides. And we have 2y equals 3. Y'all, I feel like I've messed up. Let's see. I sure have. I didn't remember it's okay to get decimals, but I didn't remember getting one for this problem when I worked it for the key a long time ago. All right, I didn't copy it right. Y'all, it happens to all of us. What you got to be willing to do is erase and try again. All right, so let me try again. 11y minus 23 equals 9y plus 1. All right, now let's take, y'all can just type this in Desmos. 2y minus 23 equals 1. 2y equals 24. Divide by 2. And y equals 12. All right, let's see. What have we got next? Oh, here we go. All right, so we've got to remember how to work with parallel lines. If two lines are parallel, which is what we want to make these two lines, we want them to be parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. So we're going to set 86 minus 2x equal to 3x plus 11. All right, let's see. All right, so we have 86 equals 5x plus 11. 75 equals 5x. Y'all, I don't know why I can't do that division in my head right now, but it's okay. All right, x equals 15. All right, now, have we answered the question they're asking? Find the measure of angle ABD from the A to the B to the D. We haven't. We found x, but we haven't found the measure of that angle. So we've got to take that 15 and go plug it in. Okay, we know vertical angles are equal. So this algebra over here would be 86 minus 2x. Take out the x and put in 15. 2 times 15 is 30. 86 minus 30 would be 56 degrees for the measure of angle ABD. Okay, y'all, something got left off of these directions, but I remember what they were. This was one you had to go put in Performance Matters. All right, down here, right here, it should have said find the value of x. Okay, so here we go. We got Miss Odell sitting on her sofa, and she can use her remote to turn on things that are in corners far away from her. But we don't know what angle C is. So let's look closer. All right, I see the tick tick, two equal sides. If a triangle has two congruent sides, then it has two congruent angles. So we take our cross guard, cross guard, cross guard. Since this angle is 2 times 3x minus 2, this one will also be 2 times 3x minus 2. All right, let me put this back in here. All right, so Miss Odell's sitting on her sofa. She can cuddle on things that are on the opposite sides of the room using her remote. And that tells us that these two angles out here add up to equal the angle where Miss Odell is sitting on her sofa. So we have 2 times the quantity 3x minus 2 plus another 2 times the quantity 3x minus 2 equals 124. Y'all could just go type that in Desmos. But I'm going to go whoop whoop distribute. Right, that would give me 12x minus 8 equals 124. Add 8. Oh goodness, y'all, sorry. I need to slow down and not get sloppy. 12x equals 132. Divide by 12. And x is equal to 11. Answer choice D. All right, y'all. Miss Odell and I have decided that we are not going to count 23 against you on the test. So we're not going to worry about this one for test corrections. We're going to omit this one from your test. And we're also going to omit number 24. So this is the end of the test corrections video, part 2 for Unit 4, Triangle Relationships. Please let Ms. Ratliff know if you've got any questions about the test corrections.